Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Hamid, and in today's lecture, we are going to talk about hemolytic disease of the fetus and newborn. Okay, again, very important topic for the preparation of step 1 and also for step 2. But before we jump into this topic, I want to talk about blood groups first. Okay, so if someone has a blood group A, the RBC, the antigen on the RBC surface would be A, and antibodies in the plasma will be anti-B. Okay, say so they produce antibodies against B. Okay, whenever the blood group is B, the antigen on the RBC surface would be B, and the antibodies in the plasma would be anti-A antibodies. Anti-A and anti-B antibodies are usually IgM antibodies. Okay, pentamer you can see here in the picture. Okay, if the blood group is AB, the antigen on the RBC surface would be A and B both. There will be no antibodies in the plasma. Okay, so whenever there will be no antibodies, no IgM antibodies, no IgG antibodies, no kind of antibody would be in the plasma. Whenever the blood group is O, no antigens are present on the RBC surface, but there will be antibodies in the plasma against antigen A and antigen B. So anti-A and anti-B antibodies. Anti-A, anti-B antibodies in the blood group O would be IgG predominantly, and it could be IgM. Okay, very simple thing. Rh classification is Rh positive, so there will be RhD antigen on the RBC surface along with A or B, whichever the blood type is. Rh negative means there would be no RhD on the RBC surface. Okay, when the blood group is Rh positive, antibodies, there will be no antibodies. When the blood group is Rh negative, there will be antibodies, anti-D IgG antibodies. Okay, very simple thing, but very important for understanding. Now let's talk about hemolytic disease of the fetus and newborn, which is also called erythroblastosis fetalis. Okay, so first we'll talk about ABO hemolytic disease. ABO hemolytic disease happens whenever the maternal blood group is O and the fetal blood group is either A or B. Simple. Okay. Whenever the maternal blood group is O, we have already talked about it that there will be no antigen A on and no antigen B on the RBC surface. There will be antibodies, anti A and anti B antibodies. The blood group is A or B. There will be A or B antigen on the RBC surface, and the antibodies would be, if the blood group is A, the antibodies would be anti B antibodies. If the blood group is B, the antibodies would be anti-A antibodies. Okay. So what happens in the ABO hemolytic disease of the newborn? The maternal blood group will be O, and the fetal blood group would be either A or B. So during pregnancy, when the maternal blood group O gets mixed with the fetal blood group either A or B, the O blood group will produce what type of antibodies? It will produce anti-A or anti-B antibodies. Okay, these anti-A or anti-B antibodies crosses the placenta, enters into the fetal circulation, and they will start destroying RBCs with the antigen A. Blood group A means antigen A or antigen B on their surface. Okay, so they crosses the placenta and attack fetal and newborn RBCs that lead to hemolysis. Usually, ABO hemolytic disease of the newborn is seen in the first pregnancy. Why? Um, why is it important to know that this type of disease is seen in the first pregnancy, and in comparison, Rh hemolytic disease of the newborn is seen in the subsequent pregnancies? Because anti A and anti B antibodies are formed early in life. Their anti A and anti B antibodies are usually present in our circulation from the very early age of our life, because we are exposed to A and B type of antigens present in the food, in the bacteria and viruses. Okay, so this type of disease usually seen in the first pregnancies. It is a mild disease, not so severe. Okay, lead to mild jaundice. Okay, and yeah, in comparison to Rh hemolytic disease of the newborn, it is less severe. And the treatment would be phototherapy or exchange transfusion. Okay. Now let's talk about Rh hemolytic disease of the newborn. It happens whenever there is an interaction between Rh negative maternal blood. So in Rh hemolytic disease of the newborn, maternal blood type would be A or B with Rh negative. Rh negative means, look at this chart, Rh negative means there will be no antigens on the RBC surface, no RHD antigen on the RBC surface. But in the plasma, in the maternal plasma, anti-D antibodies, IgG antibodies will be present. Okay. And the fetal blood type would be Rh positive with the RHD antigen on their surface, and no antibodies in the plasma. So when the maternal RHD negative blood gets exposed to fetal RHD positive blood, maternal maternal blood will start producing anti-D antibodies. So the fetal blood will have RHD antigen, and the maternal blood, when this RHD antigen interacts with the maternal circulation, the maternal blood will start producing antibodies against this RHD antigen. Okay, and this antibody would be IgG type. Okay, usually maternal blood, Rh negative maternal blood interacts with the Rh positive fetal blood, usually during delivery. So, this Rh hemolytic disease of the newborn is usually not seen in the first pregnancy, but we will see this type of disease in the subsequent pregnancy, in the second and third pregnancies. Okay, because the interaction between the fetal and maternal circulation is happening during delivery. Okay, not during the pregnancy, usually during delivery. So what happens in the subsequent pregnancy, anti-D IgG type immunoglobulin is already present in the maternal circulation. In the subsequent pregnancies, these anti-D immunoglobulin will cross the placenta, enters into the fetal circulation, attack fetal and newborn RBCs, and lead to hemolysis. Okay, this is a more severe condition compared to ABO hemolytic disease. Okay, usually, jaundice and kernicterus is usually seen just after birth, shortly after birth, okay, and hydrops fetalis could also occur. We can prevent Rh hemolytic disease of the newborn can be prevented by administration of anti-D IgG type immunoglobulin during the third trimester or early postpartum period. Okay, what happens is, so when we administer anti-D immunoglobulin, anti-D IgG immunoglobulin, we administer that immunoglobulin, and that immunoglobulin cross the maternal circulation, enters into the fetal circulation, and bind to Rh positive fetal RBCs. Okay, so they will understand it like, these anti-D immunoglobulin enters the fetal circulation and they cover the Rh positive RBC surface. Okay, when they cover the Rh positive RBC surface, there will be an interaction between anti-D immunoglobulin and Rh positive fetal blood. So when they cover the Rh positive fetal blood, okay, there will be no interaction between Rh positive fetal RBCs with the Rh negative maternal blood. Okay, and they prevent, in this way they prevent the maternal Rh sensitization. In this way it will prevent the formation of anti-D immunoglobulin in the maternal circulation that could cross the placenta and attack fetal RBCs. Okay, so usually this anti-D anti-Rh immunoglobulin, which is anti-D IgG immunoglobulin, is usually almost always administered to Rh negative women, not to Rh positive. Okay, during gestation, during third trimester, or immediately postpartum. Okay, to prevent Rh hemolytic disease of the newborn. Okay, yeah. So this is very important topic. If you guys have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, thank you so much.